Hello everyone and welcome to our great big outdoor quarry studio, which is in the Ribble Valley just outside Clitheroe in Lancashire. But we're not looking at what these quarries produce for the people and industries of this area, but what they contribute to the wildlife and biodiversity. If you talk to people who know quarries, they'll tell you that quarries are often better than many nature reserves. Well, I've spent the day here, I've met some fascinating people, so let's have a look back and see what I've discovered. Sam Wrathall is currently my favourite man in Lancashire because we've been standing here for what, about 5 minutes? And he went, Kate, there's a peregrine up on that cliff. I can't believe you managed to spot it. It was extraordinary.
Well, it's just a good eye.
It is a good eye. It is a good eye. I mean, I know that peregrines like to hang out in quarries like this, but just to see one like that was amazing. When did you first see your first peregrine here?
Well, I've been here about 10 years, probably in the first fortnight of starting here, yeah. I saw it do its first kill down in the quarry bottom there.
How amazing. So have you got really into wildlife since you've been working here?
Yeah, definitely more so, yeah. There's lots going on. I mean, there's ravens nesting up there, not far from where peregrine is. We've also have an oyster catcher down on the quarry floor there with some eggs at the moment. So
really? Oh, I'd love to.
We'll go and have a look at them.
That would be great. And what about mammals? Anything else that you see?
Yeah, we've badgers. We've 2 badger sets, foxes, deer. You see deer early in the morning. You know.
Sounds like it's sort of like a Disney film.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
And do you think everybody's a bit like you, that they really appreciate having the wildlife around?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's part of being a quarryman is that. I think if you're with it every day. You're with them every day, aren't you? So it's.
But it is so surprising. You'd think that no bird or animal or plant would want to exist here.
Oh, not at all. No, it's. I think they feel more safe.
Will you promise me that oyster catcher? So
absolutely, yeah. We'll go and have a look. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, I'm following you. Which
right,
way?
this way.
Oh, look at her.
You see down there.
Oh,
3.
yeah.
3.
There's 3. Oh, yeah. That's lovely. Isn't that astonishing? Oh, that was just lovely. I would never have thought that a bee colony could thrive at the edge of a working quarry.
Well, neither did I really when I started them here, but surprisingly they've done really, really well. The air quality around here appears to be fabulous. You can see from the flora and the foliage around here that everything looks nice. The insect life is so varied around here. And the bees have settled in well, along with the other insects here, and they're thriving.
But is there enough food to sustain them throughout a year?
Well, there appears to be, because they're filling up the supers with honey, and they must be getting it from somewhere. There's lots of wild strawberry about. There's an amazing number of wildflowers around in that quarry.
And of course, the other thing that's really important is that honeybees are having a terribly hard time at the moment.
Yes, they are, and surprisingly, my colonies seem to have done all right. I don't seem to have been affected too much with the losses that other people have suffered.
So do you think perhaps the long-term future and health of the honeybee could be to keep them in quarries from now on?
Not in this one, because this is my place.
Come on, let's have a look at your honey.
Okay.
Look at them, aren't they just magnificent things? They're just
Now, this is only half full, but if you feel the weight of that, if you want to hold that.
Wow.
There's about a pound and a half. Yeah, there's about a pound and a half on there already, and that's.
Smell.
You can smell it.
Oh,
the nectar is
wonderful.
This is gradually being evaporated.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Hi, you must be Phil.
I am.
Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Look at this. This is absolutely incredible, Phil.
It's a fantastic place. It's just got loads of different habitats. I mean, it was quarried until about 8-9 years ago, and yet now we've got woodland, we've got meadow, we've got a pond down there, and it's just a great place.
What's so fantastic is it really connects them with the wildlife that is literally on their doorstep.
Absolutely.
And as someone who is part of the Lancashire Wildlife Trust, is there a lot of wildlife here? I mean, is this a very rich area?
Generally, yes, it is. We've got limestone grassland, which has got some of its own peculiar species, but we've got woodland, we've got water, the river's just nearby. So we've got just great habitat around, which means there's all sorts of wildlife in this area.
I think we better stop talking and get bug hunting. What have you found? Look at
Right,
that!
you go.
They're eggs. they're fantastic. At a rock quarry like this one, the biodiversity potential is very different from, say, a sand and gravel quarry. So to find out what's being achieved at a sand and gravel site, we're going to visit Lafarge Aggregates at Panshanger Park in Hertfordshire.
Well, this is a river Mimram, which really runs right through the middle of the Panshanger quarry. It's well known for its brown trout. In fact, it's probably one of a very few chalk streams that's still left in Hertfordshire. Apart from brown trout, we have got grayling in here. We do quite a lot of management on the river with the help of the Environment Agency, as we've put logs in here to try and speed the flow up in places and also create bays in other places. This was the first lake, again, that we'd quarried. And this has probably been restored about 6.5 years. In the winter time, apart from the swans and coot and moorhen and Canada geese that we have on this site, we have a lot of overwintering duck. There's quite a lot of pochard, mallard, gandering. There are a lot of duck that come here in the winter time. But this is the last area to be restored. It's now going into a 5-year aftercare, and it will be put in conservation cropping for different species, for birds, butterflies and such like. The area you can see over there in the green is an area that we put in last year, which is American sweet clover. I think as a gravel operators, I don't think anybody realises how much land management we do. And I know this estate was laid out by Repton and Capability Brown, but I think if you come back today, you wouldn't be disappointed on what we've done.
Now, Bernie Higgins is employed by Tarmac as a biodiversity officer. Is that just a box-ticking exercise by Tarmac, do you think?
Definitely not. During 2003, the company decided that they would put in or install biodiversity plans at all of their sites, which is around about 120 sites in this country.
What does that actually mean?
That means that we put in plans at these sites where we initially got ecologists in to do the surveys and work out a draft plan for each quarry. So each quarry site is site specific, and that means that we not only find out what biodiversity we have there, it means that we then manage it and we also enhance it. In Northumberland, for instance, we've got the Northumberland Wild Trust accreditation, or the benchmark, on 7 of our sites up there. Wow. And this is what we intend to extend throughout the rest of the country as time goes on.
Now, John Drayton here joined CEMEX UK back in 1970 as a carpenter, but we're not going to be talking about carpentry, are we?
No, we're certainly not.
Well, so far we have been concentrating on the wildlife that inhabits quarries today, but of course quarrying uncovers the prehistoric world, and we're sitting on a bench made entirely out of fossils, and it's these fossils that got you from carpentry to geology in one fell swoop, John.
Yes, I was actually the quarry manager, and the Open University come in, so visitors all the while, and they found a shark's tooth with me, and this is a shark's tooth which I found, which is 100 million years old.
Incredible. So once you found this, were you just looking out for fossils all the time?
I just then went and looked out and started researching, started asking all the geologists that come in what the different things.
And you've got some astonishing things here. Talk me through some of these.
And then we've got this, which is an ammonite. I've got ammonites of all sizes.
What's this curious looking thing here?
This curious thing is a piece of coprolite. It's a phosphatic nodule, which was in the seabed 100 million years ago, dinosaurs' dung.
You're kidding!
No, it's 100 million.
That's a piece of dinosaur poo.
Yeah, and I go to do a lot of talks for the schools, and as soon as I take it to the school, the kiddies get hold of it, smell it, and say, "Phew." And I say, "Don't worry, I washed it before I come out, but it's 100 million years old."
That's absolutely incredible. Well, that's it from Clitheroe, but before I go, I'd like to leave you with just one little nugget of information. Did you realise that if you added together all the nature reserves created by quarrying, you'd have what amounts to a national park? Now, the MPA have realised that there's massive potential in this area, and they've put together an action plan to really make the best of this largely unrecognised asset. So watch this space.